Kol Nidreh night is one of the most moving moments on the Jewish calendar. It's a time filled with passion, feelings, and connection to spirituality. It's the beginning of Yom HaKadosh, the holiest day of the year, the day when we are elevated above the physical, where we enter into a rarefied zone, an experience of prayer, attachment to God, and consideration of how this coming year will be different for us personally than the year that passed. And we begin these 25 sacred hours with the prayer removing vows, Kol Nidreh, any oath, any vow, any commitment, Dindarna, Uda Asarna al Nafshasana. All those vows that we made should be removed, lo betelin, lo shririn v'lo kayamin, betelin muvutalin, not existent, not lasting, totally annulled. Now it's true that there is a terrible sin in making a commitment and not fulfilling it, but it's not the most severe of all the sins. There are many other sins that we can think of. Why would Kol Nidreh, why would Yom Kippur begin with Kol Nidreh? Why begin with the prayer removing vows when there are so many other concerns we can think of? Some suggest that the origins of Kol Nidreh are historic, that after the terrible Spanish Inquisition, there were many Jews who converted to Christianity and then regretted it, but felt that who were they to come into the prayers? Who were they to enter the shul? After all, they had promised to serve a different faith, and so they had to be reassured. Kol Nidreh, all the vows, all the promises are annulled. Jews who had promised to be loyal Christians could come back into the shul and rejoin our community. But that seems difficult. Is Kol Nidreh only from the 15th century? Kol Nidreh seems to be a very ancient prayer, a prayer of the Gaonim. So why was this the focus of Yom Kippur night? To pray about vows, the removal of the wrong vows. My father's teacher, Rav Soloveitchik, suggested that as we begin the holiest day, we have to focus on our priorities. Many times a person throughout the life, throughout a person's year, a person decides to commit to one thing or to commit to something else. But maybe that's not really so important. On Yom Kippur night, we annul all the other vows, all the other commitments that we've had, because we are reenacting the commitment of accepting the second set of luchos. We're saying that all the other commitments we had are annulled because there's only one commitment that matters. The commitment to be loyal to Torah and to be loyal to mitzvah. But I think that there's another thought that could be the reason why we begin Yom Kippur with Kol Nidreh. The laws of vows are very powerful. Through our words, we create a new reality. A person can say that a certain object is prohibited to him or to her, and now the object gets invested with sanctity, with special status, and it actually becomes prohibited. Our words can create a reality. And as we begin Yom Kippur, where the theme is words of prayer and words of confession, we focus on a law where words are reality to remind us that the words that we will say about what types of people we want to be will also be words that create a reality. Through believing that we will become better people, through promising to become better people, we will in fact become better people. This past year was a year that shook so many of our treasured assumptions. We were reminded that the Almighty is in charge of this world. As we are about to enter into the holiest day, let's remember to have the words of promises, of improving ourselves, of becoming better people, because our words can become our reality. And may we merit to have a reality that's filled with sweetness and kindness, generosity and faith. Shana Tova.